Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to follow this highlight program of the inauguration of the Control Tower and the Air Traffic Management Center by the President of the Republic, Salva Kiir Mayardit, on Monday, 18th, 2026. This step aimed to enhance the development project in the country. National ministers and the governor of Central Equatorial State, the host state, participate in the inauguration ceremony. These efforts, supported by the Chinese government and the African Aviation Commission and the local and international partners to guarantee the facilities is well equipped and the capacity building to the cadres to operate and manage the facilities. The eyes of many people in the country focus in this project as its success in providing service and promote prosperity of the people of South Sudan in enjoying the safety flight. South Sudan Civil Aviation Director General Ai Garang Deng pointed out that these facilities will contribute in providing service to the people, adding the plans of the civil aviation to prioritize the safety and protection of airspace and the people.
Today is a proud and historic day for the Republic of South Sudan and for the future of our Civil Aviation Authority. Today, we will feature the launch South Sudan Air Traffic Management System and the new Juba Control Tower. Your Excellency, this is not just the opening of any building. This is a major step forward for South Sudan Civil Aviation Authority. This system is one of the best and most advanced systems in Africa, and it includes advanced air navigation system, one in Wow and another one in Malacan. We have 6 radars. We have 3 primary radar and 3 secondary radar that make it more advanced system in all entire Africa. The country that competing with us is South Africa. We have advanced communication system. We have advanced weather observation system in Malacan. Your Excellency, this system improves aviation safety. It will strengthen airspace monitoring. It will improve regulatory oversight. Most importantly, it will increase our revenue system. For more than 4 years, this air traffic system management remained inactive, even though the country is in need for safety and proper airspace management. Your Excellency, today we are changing that. On behalf of South Sudan Civil Aviation Authority, I would like to sincerely thank His Excellency President General Salva Kiir Mayardit for his leadership, the vision, and continued support for South Sudan Civil Aviation Authority. I also want to thank Honorable Rizik Zakaria Hassan, the Minister for Transport, for his support and commitment for aviation reform. Thank you, Honorable. I also want to thank our engineers. We have China Harbor engineers. We have our traffic air controllers engineers, our technical team. We have our airspace design team, all the airlines, all the stakeholders who work hard to make this achievement possible. Shukran, thank you. Your Excellency, when I took over this position in December, I laid out a clear vision for South Sudan Civil Aviation. The first is to develop the master plan for South Sudan Civil Aviation, which was signed 2 months ago in Morocco. In that master plan, indicate all the airports in South Sudan, including the airstrip, must have a master plan. So any unnecessary infrastructure cannot be randomly put at the airport. That is the first thing that I've done. The second is to take over our airspace. South Sudan must fully control and manage its own airspace. Your Excellency, today you have seen that, you have witnessed that. The third and the final, we must improve our infrastructure. In April, we start working on local terminal. The terminal was parked for the last 17 years. In the next 2 months from now, July, Your Excellency, this terminal will be open in July. Your Excellency, today achievement represents more than infrastructure. It represents the progress. It represents transformation. It represents the confidence for the future of South Sudan civil aviation. Your Excellency, South Sudan civil aviation is capable to manage the airspace, but we kindly request your support for the Minister of Defense to build a strong airbase and security system to protect our airspace sovereignty. We can manage the airspace, air traffic controller, but the defense has to protect the airspace. In my closing, Your Excellency, the vision for South Sudan civil aviation is now clear. To manage civil aviation authority, you must not only manage the people, but you are managing the national airspace and the safety of the people. This is why Civil Aviation Act requires a strong aviation knowledge and international aviation experience to me.
Dear viewers and listeners, you are still following this highlight program of the inauguration of the Control Tower and the Air Traffic Management Center by the President of the Republic, Salva Kiir Mayardit, on Monday, 18th, 2026. Now, let us be with the partners in the inauguration ceremony whom expressed their commitment in continued support the government in the development projects, highlighting that South Sudan will be able to run their airspace and also to explore the diversity of flight in the higher level.
On behalf of the African Civil Aviation Commission and the Secretary General, Ms. Adefunke Adeyemi, it's indeed an honor to stand before you today as we commission this state-of-the-art air traffic management facility. We at the African Civil Aviation Commission, the African Union specialized agency responsible for all civil aviation matters in Africa, have the pleasure and honor to be part of this grand occasion. We have walked this journey together since we began providing technical support to the South Sudan Civil Aviation Authority in 2021. We shall engage further with the South Sudan Civil Aviation Authority and other relevant agencies to chart the way forward as we collaborate together. Aviation matters on the continent indeed are critical, and that's why it's important for us to continue walking this journey together. We further wish to sincerely thank the government and the Republic of South Sudan for the warm hospitality accorded to us from the time we arrived. This development, Your Excellency, is also aligned with the broader African Union Agenda 2063 aspirations, the Single African Air Transport Market SATAM, and the vision for a seamless African sky that supports trade, connectivity, tourism, and regional integration under the African Continental Free Trade Area. In conclusion, Your Excellency, allow me once again to congratulate the government and the people of the Republic of South Sudan on this remarkable achievement. AFCAC remains proud to stand alongside South Sudan in advancing safe, secure, efficient, and sustainable civil aviation in Africa. May God bless you as you do your rightful duty of fostering efficiency and effectiveness in air navigation services in the region, which will definitely contribute to the enhancement of aviation safety.
First of all, on behalf of the Chinese Embassy in South Sudan, I would like to express sincere gratitude to Your Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, the Ministry of Transport, the Civil Aviation Authority, and all those who have offered full support and made contributions for the ATM project. At the same time, I wish to pay the highest tribute to China Harbour and the builders from both sides for their outstanding contributions to the peace and development of South Sudan. The South Sudan Air Traffic Management System project is a fruitful outcome of the important consensus reached by the two heads of state during the 2018 Beijing Summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. It's also the first and only air traffic management project under the framework of China-Africa Cooperation to date. Its smooth progress and operation are of great significance, marking a milestone in China-South Sudan relations and even in the broader process of China-Africa cooperation. This project is a vivid example of integrating the Belt and Road Initiative with Africa's development and a model for implementing the 10 partnership actions for modernization to deepen China-Africa cooperation. Upon its completion and operation, the project will help the South Sudanese government effectively reclaim the management of its upper airspace, restore full national airspace sovereignty, and provide a solid guarantee for civil aviation safety. Meanwhile, the significant revenue generated by the system will inject new strong impetus into the economic diversification of South Sudan. Distinguished guests, from blueprint to reality, this project embodies the wisdom and efforts of the Chinese and South Sudanese teams. As a project builder and operation service provider, China Harbour bears a glorious mission and great responsibility. With the support of both governments, I firmly believe that China Harbour and its team will ensure the safe and stable and smooth operation of the system with the most professional expertise, the highest sense of responsibility, and the most efficient management. They will provide high-quality services for South Sudan's civil aviation and economic and social development, and build this project into a new benchmark for China-Africa infrastructure cooperation. Dear friends, today's launching ceremony marks that the project has entered a new stage of promoting development and sharing achievements. Looking ahead, we expect to take this project as a new starting point, work with South Sudanese partners to continuously expand and deepen practical cooperation in various fields such as energy and mineral development, agricultural production, infrastructure, capacity building, technology transfer, and jointly write a new chapter of win-win cooperation between China and South Sudan. Finally, I wish the ATM project a complete success in its cooperation. May the friendship between China and South Sudan last forever.
Dear viewers and listeners, you are still following this highlight program of the inauguration of the Control Tower and the Air Traffic Management Center by the President of the Republic, Salva Kiir Mayardit, on Monday, 18th, 2026. The National Minister of Transport, Rizik Zakaria Hassan, emphasized on the new era for South Sudan to monitor the airspace, urging the President to continue supporting the operation of these two facilities to guarantee the safety of the airspace, especially in terms of security and defense, adding that the ministry have developed plans in achieving safety measures and minimize the errors that will occur.
Excellency the President, today we are extremely honored by having you amongst us, gracing this historical event, which is the launching of the air traffic management system. Thank you very much, Excellency. Distinguished guests, the ATM project commenced on the 28th of June 2020 and completed in the 2023. Since then, the ministers were trying to launch it, but I think God made it that today it should be converted here. But the project has concluded in 2023, November. The ATM consists of 8 initial components. I will not take you through because the DG have briefly narrated them. But the ATM project is a cooperation project between South Sudan and the Chinese government, as it has been stated by Excellency the Ambassador, which included a training of 80 South Sudanese technicians to manage this facility, and they have been trained in 2023, and now they are ready to manage the facility. Thank you very much. However, upon the today's launching of the facility, this process will qualify the Republic of South Sudan to manage the upper airspace and the international flights as well. This is one step before the management of our airspace by having it on the ground. And we are so proud to declare that the Chinese have blessed our country with the best ever facility in the continent. Thank you very much. For a brief genesis, in the 2016, South Sudan signed a 3-year agreement with South Sudan under the International Civil Aviation Organizations to manage and control the Republic of South Sudan airspace. According to the agreement, Juba would take over control of the airspace territory after training and acquiring a qualified workforce to oversee the system within the defined 3 years, which means from 2016 up to 2019 would have taken control of our airspace. But Sudan have just lied low and they continued up to 2026. Since then, the Sudan has been managing our airspace up to February 2026, where Sudan have issued a note declaring the closure of the Republic of South Sudan airspace. Now, the flights which are approaching our airspace, they have to consult either Ethiopia, Central Africa, or Chad. Because even Sudanese are not managing their airspace. Actually, women are because they are not managing their airspace, also they block our airspace. But luckily enough, on the 15th of April 2026, in Marrakesh, Morocco, we had a fruitful meeting with the ICAO leadership. Myself, our ambassador in Morocco, Ambassador Abu Nicolora, the comrade DG, and an engineer, Johnson Maru. The 4 of us, we attended a meeting with the ICAO leadership, the president of ICAO, the secretary general of ICAO, and the head of CASAWA, which is the East African Regional Office for the Aviation. In that meeting, they have confirmed the completion of the process of the South Sudan taking over of our airspace. Just awaits the confirmation and alignment letter from Chad. All the process for our upper airspace control is done, with exception to Chad, because Chad are the one managing the Sudan airspace, and now we are awaiting the confirmation from Chad. Once they get it, they will give us the full authority of managing of our upper airspace. So far, we are managing the lower airspace now. Please be assured, the sooner liberations of our sovereign airspace, which will enable South Sudan to obtain its full and direct international flights and aviation safety and the national security and defense, because the facilities that we have just inspected, if you throw a needle here in South Sudan, it will be detected. If you throw a needle in South Sudan, it will be detected. That is the sensitivities of these devices, and I'm quite sure it will render a great assistance for our national security. I believe that the ATM facility also will boost the revenue has been stated by the DG. We do appreciate the great efforts provided by our beloved President General Salva Kiir Mayardit by blessing the project and his close monitoring and continuously facilitating the challenges facing the project as well. Thank you very much, Comrade President. Also, we have to appreciate Honorable Madut Salva Kiir Mayardit. We have to appreciate Honorable Madut Salva Kiir Mayardit, the senior presidential envoy on a special program, who facilitated the operationalizations of the facility by providing us the phase 1 required fund, which is the amount of 3 million plus. That's what made us qualified us for today's function. She provided us with the 3 million. Let's appreciate her. Our heartfelt appreciation also for the implementers, China Harbor Engineering Company, CHIC, for the job well done by picking the best system, only very few of in our continent. Thank you very much, China Harbor, for the great pickup selections. Also, we have to appreciate the China Exim Bank for committing their timely, huge fund without hesitations for this project in support for the South Sudan government. By the way, they were much interested on our assurances of the quality. By the way, every now and then they are checking on me, seeking our acceptance of the quality that have been provided to us by China Harbor. My heartfelt appreciation to my colleague, Honorable Madut Biar, the then Minister of Transport. By the way, he was the Makungo of this facility up to 2023. I have to appreciate him. Shukran al Shadid. To conclude, the Minister of Transport will believe on the navigation norms as our focus will be basically on safety, experiences, and continuous training. Because that's navigation, it's about safety. And we cannot obtain safety if you don't have that experience. And we have to keep training the available carriers. As the Minister of Transport, we are committed for the alignment with our parastatals and all agencies active in the airports, in the spirit of positioning our country at the highest aviation services, in order to avoid having human errors and man-made catastrophe.
The senior presidential advisor, Kual Manyang Juk, highlights the importance of this project and the outcome that will contribute in national advancement and the reduction of the incidents by acquiring the safety measures of the flight standards.
Your Excellency the President, I only have to congratulate you for this occasion, the opening of the civil aviation, very strategic for our country. We've been staying without it, and our airspace was being managed by others. And with this coming to service as of today, definitely issues of accidents, just like the one that happened in Yei last month, and others, such incidences will be reduced, be minimized.
This moment marks a significant milestone for the South Sudanese government in the time that the country by then used to control by the Northern Sudan in managing the airspace for decades. And today the country is fully gained control in managing the airspace. The President of the Republic says the country will now progress and advance like the rest of the countries since now owning their air control by its nation, adding that South Sudan Civil Aviation should operate the facilities continuously without stop.
The opening of the airspace air traffic management system is a proud moment for all South Sudanese. We have reclaimed over sovereignty by taking control of our airspace. From today onwards, our airspace is in our hands. No object of this nature can happen without hard work. For this, I would like to thank the staff from the Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation Authority. I also want to thank our partners, Chinese government around the Chinese airport. I am directing all constitutions concerned to develop the framework that ensures that this system works without interruption. We cannot afford to fail this system, so that the control of our airspace is maintained.
This step is expected to achieve the progress and the success of implementing projects by capacity building to staff and team to run the air traffic control to safeguard and guarantee the safety and protection of the airspace in the country.